And you can see in the backdrop there, Sadie Engelhart, who is on the tip of everybody's tongue when it comes to middle distance running in the nation. Engelhart, the fastest freshman in history in the mile and the 1,500 meters. In the 1,500 meters as a freshman, she ran the 7th fastest 1,500 meters in history in high school, 4:11.79. Her mile, 4:35.16, 5th in history. She's number 20. There on the right of the screen. Last week at the Arcadia Invitational, she just decimated the field, winning by 5 seconds in the mile, running 4:36.26, which is the high school leader this year. So all eyes will be on Sadie Engelhart. Not to say that the field is not, even before she entered, the field was extraordinarily strong. And you can see the list of entries here. Anna Chittenton of Mariah Costa, who ran 10:31.23 at Arcadia last week in the 3,200. In this field, Riley Blade of Corona Santiago ran 10:21.08 last week in the 3,200 at Arcadia. Gioana Lopizzo of La Costa Canyon. She's ran a sub 10 in the 3,200 meters, 9:59.08 in that loaded 3,200 meters they had at the Arcadia Invitational. Brianne Smith, another name to pay close attention to, from Quartz Hill. Just an absolutely deep field. As mentioned, Engelhart has the national high school leader at 4:36.26. It'll be interesting to see what she does here and what kind of pace she's going to set. Now, Riley Blade of Corona Santiago, she's only a 10th grader. She's run 4:54.67, pardon me, in the mile this year. Lopizzo, 4:55.59 in the mile. All these athletes in the top 20 in the country at this distance, and all here at Mount SAC. So highly anticipated girls high school mile. And there is the woman that everybody, or young lady that everybody is looking at, who has been a dominant force in middle distance running. Sadie Engelhart, the number 5 miler in history. And Engelhart immediately does what she always does, which is go to the front. No surprise there whatsoever. Riley Blade from Corona Santiago tucks into second. And Engelhart so smooth as a runner. Keep in mind, she's just a sophomore, and she's got like this piston-like movement. She has fairly long strides, but my gosh, she's got great turnover. So we would be looking for something, love to see something in the high 67s on this first lap, if at all possible. So there's really 2 races, Sadie against the clock, and then the field against each other. And I may get my wish here. Looking for the split, bear with me. The meet record, by the way, is 4:45.24. That is gonna go. That's Mariah Castillo from Saugus. That will be for sure. If there's any bet you can make in this meet, is that that will go for sure, that meet record. So Engelhart, 67.51, exactly what we kind of wanted in that first lap, and she looks so smooth and so relaxed. Sophia Beisinger of La Costa Canyon has now moved up into second. There's that second group there. I guess you can't really consider Engelhart a group, but you have a group behind her. And Sadie coming into the home straight with that piston-like motion. And then that group of 4 behind her. Look at that margin. You're talking about high school runners that are in the top 15, 20 in the country. And Sadie Engelhart is just taking them apart. And at 809 meters, AKA 880 yards, 2:18.68. So it's a little bit slower than you certainly want to have. And maybe she can do something here in this really critical third lap. Meanwhile, behind her, Riley Blade, Gioana Lopizzo, and Kiara Daly, as expected, all together, and Hannah Riggins of Del Norte. Gioana Lopizzo coming off that great run, sub-10, 3,200 in Arcadia. And Lopizzo's already run 4:55.59 in the mile this year. Daly is a 4:57.46 this year in the mile. She's a 9th grader. She is the small one in the red in that second pack. There you see her. Great job by Kadeem Wynn to get us that shot. And you see the 9th grader hanging with the crew here. It is Lopizzo now that has pulled away in that second pack. Very interesting race. Hannah Riggins of Del Norte second in that second pack. And then you see Daly third. And meanwhile, in the front, look at the margin that Engelhart has. She ran a 1:11.40, so she was 3:30.07 at 13:20. So let's see what kind of last lap she can produce here. Her national high school leading 4:36.26. She would have to really wind it up here to run faster than what she ran at Arcadia, but we shall see. And then we'll have a very, very good race for second to watch as well. So coming down the stretch, here she is, Sadie Engelhart, a one-of-a-kind athlete, a once-in-a-generation type of athlete, beating a star-studded field. And let's see what she comes through in here. It's going to be 4:38.53. And in second place, it will be Gioana Lopizzo in 4:47.76 and Hannah Riggins in 4:48.21. So here's the deal. Lopizzo just moved into the number 8 position on the high school list this year. Hannah Riggins just moved into the number 9 position on the high school list this year. And Riley Blade just moved into the number 11 position on the high school list this year. So a pretty darn impressive performance by all. And that 4:38.53, if it was run by anybody else, would be among the top high school milers ever. But since Engelhart has so many races now in that general range, and that was not a huge effort for you can tell. She, not the worse for wear, certainly. She can just crank them out. What a talent. Ventura High School, just a 10th grader. She's got 2 more years of high school. And nobody can beat her at the mile distance, that's for sure. And even in the 2 mile, last year Engelhart ran a converted 9:54.14, which was among the fastest in the country and was the fastest, or 9:54.14, excuse me. That places her like 12th on the all-time list in the 2 mile. And the fastest freshman 2 miler in history.